11 Alive exclusive shows video of an Atlanta man just hours before he died while in police custody with nurses standing by. And instead of taking him to the hospital, the Cobb County Detention Center put him in a padded room to die, Aisha.
The medical examiner ruled his death natural. New tonight, Reveal investigator Andy Parati uncovered evidence showing the man's death could have been prevented. We do want to warn you, though, some viewers might find this video and this story disturbing.
Infirmary, Yvette speaking. May I help you?
We have a guy named Wingo Cavell. He has been throwing up for a while now since we came on shift.
You seen it?
Yes, ma'am. I've seen him throwing up.
From the moment he stepped inside the Cobb County Jail, nearly everyone thought Cavell Wingo was sick. Everyone, that is, except those who needed to believe him the most.
I'm sending you one down. He's on the way. He's like laying on the floor screaming. He's sweating. He said he's got abdominal pain. He can't fake this.
Video recorded inside the jail in September 2019 has no sound, but interviews conducted by investigators with deputies and nursing staff paint a picture of what happened the night Wingo died.
He was asking for help. He was standing at the glass, repeatedly asking for help, and he could not breathe. And he had actually fell backwards onto the floor and crawled to the window and was asking again, begging for help, and they could not breathe.
When he yelled at me, or he was yelling in the subway, he said, "I need to go to the hospital. I can't breathe." I talked to him for a minute, and I was like, "But if you're hollering, you are breathing."
So once he banged on the door, he fell back because I'm assuming he couldn't breathe. I saw him fall back.
It started just before midnight on September 28th when a deputy transferred Wingo to the infirmary after complaining of severe abdominal pain caused by an ulcer. Wingo was in custody for drug possession.
He was saying, "I'm not going to make it. I'm finna fall out the wheelchair." And I was kind of like, telling him, like, "No, you're going to be all right. We're almost there."
Records show for more than 7 hours, the 36-year-old father of 3 repeatedly begged to be sent to the hospital. Jail video shows him collapsing in his cell at least 5 times. A charge nurse named Annalene Visser said she believed Wingo was detoxing and only wanted to go to the hospital because he was drug seeking. She refused to take his vitals or allow anyone else to do it.
Me and the secretary, Tiana Bose, asked the charge nurse, Annalene, hey, he's asking for help. Can we help?
Yeah.
She said no.
The charge nurse then requested deputies send Wingo to a padded isolation room. After growing tired of hearing him complain, he was slowly dying.
Hi, do you have a pad open? I got an idiot over here playing games. He's trying to get to the hospital, so he's just playing around.
When a deputy opens his cell, Wingo collapses to the floor. It takes a deputy 9 minutes to pick him up. When he's put inside the padded room, they strip him of his clothes, leave 2 cups of water inside, and close the door. Jail policy requires staff to look inside isolation rooms every 15 minutes.
Did you look in the cell door?
Yes.
Did you look in the window?
Yes.
But the jail video shows that's not what happened. When it's time to check on Wingo, the deputy never looks inside 2 different times. A short time later, Wingo is found cold to the touch, not breathing, dead at 9:51 in the morning. Tiffany Wingo is Cavell's sister.
At the end of the day, I felt like he shouldn't have died like that. Like, he died alone. He died in the room screaming for help, and he asking y'all for help. And then at the end, y'all tried to give him help, and which it was too late.
Kiara is Wingo's daughter.
How could so many people sit around and just watch somebody suffer like that and not help?
The charge nurse claims she never heard staff say Wingo couldn't breathe, and she didn't check his vitals because he was rowdy.
Explain rowdy. He was loud. He was, I don't know what he was saying. He was just disruptive.
Timothy Gardner is the family's attorney.
He wasn't loud. He wasn't disruptive. He was in pain. She also claims that he was fighting other inmates. He wasn't fighting other inmates. He was fighting for his life. And she chose to even observe that.
Not even sheriff investigators believe the charge nurse.
You said that if somebody's acting out, you don't take their vitals. We've seen the video, and I've yet to see him throughout the video acting out at all.
This past June, the sheriff's department concluded its investigation, finding no crime committed or jail policy violated. The medical examiner ruled his death natural, caused by a perforated gastric ulcer. No drugs found in his system.
At the end of the day, they just didn't care. There was nothing he could have done to make them care. It's who they are. It's criminal, quite honestly. If you're entrusted to care for someone, just like if you had to care for an elderly parent or a child, and you failed to care for that person when they were telling you they were sick, and then you chose to put that person in a corner in a closet and ignore their cries for help despite the clear signs that these people were in distress, and they died, then you're going to be held accountable. That's a crime. And their behavior makes you question not only their responsibilities as nurses and sworn officers, but as human beings.
Wow, such a powerful story there, Andy. So what is the Sheriff's Department saying about all of this?
Ron, we did reach out to the Sheriff's Office. Sheriff Neil Warren, who oversees the jail, declined repeated interview requests for this story, but he is defending his deputies and the care Mr. Wingo received. In a prepared statement he sent to 11 Alive, at the end of the day, we are law enforcement officers, not medical professionals. For this reason, I have always made it a priority to contract with the best healthcare providers available in hopes of giving inmates access to the same caliber of doctors and nurses that they would see if they were not in our custody. Ron?
Well, there's a lot to dig in here, Andy. So what about the medical provider for the jail?